So here's why Google works so well for law firms. So basically online, you've got two types of traffic. You've got, let's call them indirect traffic and direct traffic. So basically, indirect traffic is things like social media. So let's say Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, where people are not necessarily looking for anything. They're just scrolling around, looking for things, whatever. YouTube would probably fall under that as well. They're not after anything specific. They're just there and then you can pop up in front of them. The second one is direct traffic, which is Google. And so what happens there is people specifically go to somewhere to try and get some information or find something. And because of that, because they're going somewhere specific, it's much higher likelihood to actually convert into a sale of some kind. Now, here's the thing when it comes to lawyers. Let's be honest, nobody is really on social media, scrolling through social media thinking, I need a lawyer right now. It just doesn't really happen. If they need one, it's usually a matter of urgency and then they go out of their way to find one because they have no other choice. So that's why basically Google allows you to capture these people right at the moment where they need this thing now. It's actually almost like a cheat code. Like there's very few other ways in which you can actually catch someone right at that hot moment when they need something specific. And even in a lot of other industries, even the people searching on Google aren't even that, let's say, hot in terms of like hot or cold traffic. It's just that this one specifically, they usually have a very big problem they need resolved now, and that's why they're looking for a lawyer in the first place. And so Google allows you to go straight at these people and just target them immediately with that. Now, it has to be done right for it to work correctly. There is obviously a lot of informational content, things like that people search that won't necessarily convert, but because of that part where they go looking for a lawyer and they have a big need, you can catch them right at that moment and basically get them at the hottest point where they're likely to convert. And so that's why Google works really well. Whereas if you try and market on social media, let's say, for example, you're trying to advertise certain law services and let's say it's like a family lawyer for divorce. The problem is someone has to be going through a divorce or about to need your services. It's not like, they're looking for a certain pair of shoes and they just so happen to like the ones that pop up and they're like, screw it, I'll just buy it on an impulse. They're not going to use a divorce lawyer on an impulse. Well, they're not basically any kind of lawyer really on an impulse. And that's why that kind of traffic is very hard to make right. Now, obviously, you can target it correctly, especially Facebook or Meta's Pixel, etc., can find people who need a lawyer, etc. However, generally speaking, if you want the highest chance of success and just make it super easy and very likelihood that it's going to work, you can just go straight to Google and trust me, it does work really well as long as you set everything up correctly and it converts very, very well. So I would recommend if you're just starting, or even if, honestly, there's a lot of room to scale on Google. So if you just want to grow your law firm, even if you're quite large and you just want to get bigger, Google has huge amount of volume for things to do with law. And so I would just recommend going straight to Google and absolutely maxing that out before you start trying to branch out into other areas. Now, there are examples that have worked. So for example, I know a cryptocurrency lawyer who specializes in crypto tax and crypto law, and he's on TikTok and he's doing really well on TikTok, making TikTok videos. However, that one is, again, it's something I guess that people know they need to resolve if they're into crypto, and he's obviously niched himself very well and he's actually very good on video, etc. So that's why it works well. So it can work, but not that many people look for a crypto lawyer on Google. So that's the other side of that one. But because of all these other areas of what I've just said in this video, I would recommend that if you're not doing Google and you are a law firm, I recommend you should be, and you should try and max out Google absolutely as much as you can before you start branching out into these more, let's say, indirect type traffic areas. So hope you enjoyed that one. If you want me to implement a Google funnel for your law firm to get you more matters on a pure performance basis, click the button below. You can schedule a call with me and I'll see if I can help.